What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Age of Disclosure is a documentary that has been highly touted as one of the most important UFO documentaries, maybe ever, with high government officials being interviewed. And it debuted at South by Southwest. And the idea of it is basically to get new people talking about it, to get normies, as we call them, interested in the topic, and maybe to even turn around skeptics. Well, some of the reviews have come out, some of them nice, some of them not so nice. The place I used to work at took a big old poop on it, and we'll talk about that. Joining me on the show today is the one and only Tech Peter. What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Hey, let's do it.
Let's do it. So you and I, we did a couple videos over the last couple of days, and we were talking about Age of Disclosure in one of them, and it is one of these things to rehash for people. This is the first time they're watching it, I guess, that Age of Disclosure is really going to be one of those movies to get people who don't know about the topic locked in. We might get some new information. We might, I mean, if you look at that breakdown of what they said, like a few different programs ago, that's interesting, but nothing that really moves the needle for us to go, oh, wow, this is it, dude. You know, there's none of that in here. But I want to read you what Collider said, and it's interesting because I don't know. I didn't know the writer. I mean, I thought it was maybe Frosty. I know Frosty very well, but I didn't know if it was Frosty that saw it, because he's usually one that's going to the festivals. But I can tell you who the writer is, and this is someone who I didn't know during my time. Could have been afterwards. A guy named Nate Richard. Now, I don't know Nate Richard. I have no idea who he is. I don't know if he's into the topic. I don't know if he was just, stumbling around in the South by Southwest and said, I'm going to go check this one out. But this was him. If the job of Age of Disclosure was to convert skeptics, it failed. Ultimately, the Age of Disclosure just isn't very convincing. Nobody has anything particularly interesting to say. That's the one to me that I find. Yeah. The first two, okay. It's just not interesting to watch in the slightest. That also is. I haven't seen a movie, so I don't know. It's destined to debut on Netflix, become the most streamed movie for a week, and then be completely forgotten. The thing I hate about that last comment is it's accurate. Because if it's not picked up and it's not covered extensively by people to say this is something you need to watch in the way that New York Times article did for that in 2017, he's not wrong, because Stranger Things is forgotten after a week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like it comes in, it's a week, then there's something else. Unless this is something that everyone is discussing, saying this is like it's a major, huge news story, he's not wrong. Now, the other stuff, to convert skeptics, it failed. I don't know. I haven't seen the movie, so I also don't know. We did a story yesterday about Neil deGrasse Tyson talking about Jay Stratton. I don't know enough about this guy, Nate. I don't know enough about him, so I don't know what his background is. My first question of what I would recommend to Neil deGrasse Tyson that he should have done is the same thing I'm going to say to you. I don't know if you know anything about Nate. I don't know if he's covered the UAP topic before, if he knows UFO stuff before, if he's been locked into it before, if he's been skeptical, or he was just like, wait, what? This is a UFO thing? Oh, those things are real? What is this thing? And I don't know. This is all hoopla to me. And the way that my friend DJ Woolridge, you could show him aliens coming to his door, patting him on the back and saying, hello, DJ, and he'll still think it's fake. So this is the same thing with Nate, maybe. I don't know. So do you know anything about this guy at all?
I don't know anything about him, and I think that's fine, frankly. Like, we shouldn't have to, right? That's the whole point of these kind of articles. But do you have that graphic? Can you put it back up again?
Sure.
Because I when I was reading, so the first statement, super fair. I feel like, especially as someone who doesn't know who this author is.
Yep.
If they're read in, great. I mean, not read in. If they're informed on the topic, great. If they're not, great. The first statement is still a valid statement for someone to say from that point of view. The second one just isn't very convincing. I'm cool with that statement. Like, maybe they didn't.
Right. Haven't seen it. Right. Totally.
Right. As somebody who hasn't seen it, like, I'm cool with that being fair criticism, because I feel like that is the job of the film, to like say, at least convince me to go and look further into the topic, right? But it doesn't seem like it, because his next statement is nobody has anything particularly interesting to say. That's a bummer, dude, because we're going to sit there and I can tell when I'm watching one of these docs, I'm like, well, I already knew that, or I've heard that 500 times, but that is still an awesome thing to hear the first time you hear it. Damn, dude, if there's nothing like that in this, that's going to be a bummer. And not interesting to watch in the slightest, dude. That's crazy. I've seen documentaries about mushrooms that are fascinating. Like, how can this not be interesting? The last statement, though, the last statement comes with a little salt on it, I think. And even though I agree with you that it's something that's very realistic, if the rest of the first four are true, the last statement comes across a little salty. Like, you don't have to put that in there unless you're just trying to be persuasive or kind of shit on it, to be honest with you. So that worries me, because it kind of maybe indicates that this guy's got a little bit of a bias, but I'm with you. I don't think he's wrong if the first 4 points are legit.
There's the other thing that you have to understand too, that if he's there for Collider and they're like, hey, we want to cover everything and you're assigned to this, and he's like, I'm assigned to the UFO thing.
Yeah.
And if he's not, he's like, all right, I got to go watch this UFO movie. I don't believe in it. I don't think that it's real. I think it's nonsense. This is a bunch of people. Maybe he's a guy who just doesn't, and rightfully so, doesn't trust the government, doesn't trust people who are talking and out there, and says, all right, this politician's full of it. They're full of it. There's nothing here. I'm not buying any of this. I'm bored out of my skull. I'm not interested. This thing, people will love to watch it because it's like Ancient Aliens or whatever else it is. It'll be on Netflix for a week and then it'll be gone. I can see the point of view if that's the case. If he actively went out and said, all right, let's go see what this thing's all about, I'm going to go crush it, knowing that
that would suck.
Me, then that's somebody that I don't necessarily know if I should even review it in the first place.
At the end of the day, man, it's like this is a product that's being put out to generate revenue. It's not like, I don't think they've come out and said, hey, we're taking all the proceeds from this and donating it to research or whatever it is or anything like that. So I check myself all the time. I'm super hyped just to watch this, and the reason I'm hyped to watch it is because I believe that it'll be the most polished doc that covers the topic. I don't expect to learn a ton of new stuff. I just feel like this will be the next one that you want to share with other people, because it'll be well made, it'll be polished, it'll have a bunch of, like, it seems to have all the most legitimate people in the field that we kind of like hearing from, right? Military guys, government guys. But at the end of the day, I always go back to the same thing. Like, it is government guys. None of them are true whistleblowers, truly. Like, I don't think so. They're all still either still working there, or they still have their clearance, yada, yada. And it's a product for sale. So at the end of the day, like, if there was something in this doc, dude, that was that crazy, like a water, it would have leaked out. It would have leaked out. Definitely. It would have been everywhere, or they would have taken a piece of it and said, we're going to talk about something crazy. And it would just be different.
The purpose of this was the way that documentary got me on National Geographic. That's the purpose of this thing.
That's it.
It really is. I just wrote to Frosty, who runs Collider.
Oh, cool.
And Frosty told me that, because I said, can we do an interview with Nate on Age of Disclosure? He said, why Nate? I said, didn't he write it? He said, no, he's my writer and he does reviews and edits stuff. He said, we did an interview with the director and the movie is really well done. So I don't know. I don't know. So I wrote to him, whose quotes are these? He didn't respond to me back. So I sent him, he's writing me back right now. So he sent me the graphic, and I'm going to find
happening live.
It might be Nate. And okay, so Frosty disagrees. Frosty loved it. So let's see. Would the both of you come on?
That'd be awesome.
I'd like to. That's my point.
Yeah. What are we doing? A bunch of goons up here talking about other people's opinions. They should be the ones saying it.
But but what we talked about. But let us host and bounce back and forth.
That'd be awesome.
And whenever you can. And I'm going to see if I can get him and Nate together, and then we can have the opposing points of view. So that's what I'd like to do. Like, we were talking about what they should have done with Neil deGrasse Tyson, but there you go.
What a cool cliffhanger.
Yeah. So Frosty is actually going to reach out to Nate and see if Nate wants to come on and talk about it. And it would be nothing but respectful to Nate if that was the case. Find out.
No, I mean, that's the whole point. You want people who are, you want to hear from people who don't have a vested interest one way or the other, and what their issues. And if you and me go in and go, well, hey, we didn't learn anything new, but that is great. And then maybe it's not great because we're already biased to be interested in it. It's only going to be great if it doesn't reveal new things.
Right.
It's only going to be great because it gets people to think about it, to be more interested. And if this guy's saying, I'm not more interested, I could give a shit, then there you go. It's not great.
It's interesting because Frosty saw it also, and Frosty really liked it. I wonder why they ran with all of Nate's comments. Interesting.
I don't know.
I wonder why. I don't even think Frosty.
The whole thing is fascinating. This is big.
It's big. Anyway, all right. So that's it. What are you thinking about this documentary, guys? Are you excited for it? Not excited for it? I'm sure that if you're in this, you're in the comment section here, or you're watching this channel and you watch it often, and there's not going to be a lot of stuff in here that's going to make you go, whoa. But I still think you're going to be interested to see if it's something that you can show other people. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show other people this thing and see if there is any other information that's really interesting. So thanks for being here today. As I always mention, if you want to help out the channel, you can do that. You can comment, you can click like, you can become a member, or you can get something for yourself, which I always recommend. The Ridge Wallet. The Ridge Wallet is so thin. It's so easy. I love it so much. I'll tell you a little bit more about it. Get it. It supports the channel, but you'll love it and you'll thank me for it. So here's Ridge, and we'll see you soon. Thank you, Doug. I had a big, bulky, stupid wallet for a while, but now I don't. Why? Because I discovered Ridge. I didn't really know about Ridge. Now I found out about him. I love him. I didn't like that big, stupid thing that I had before because it was just so bulky, and I could feel it like weighing me. I felt like I weighed like 5 extra pounds. What's great about these is that they're unique. They have a slim, modern design, and it holds a lot of cards. Plus, kashish. So what's so great about Ridge is they make it with premium materials. It's got aluminum, it's titanium, it's carbon fiber, and it doesn't take up your entire pant. I always want to say pant. That's what it takes up. It takes up your pant. Over 50 plus colors and styles to choose from. I got the Giants one. You do the personalized ones, or your teams. I took the New York Giants, and I love them. They have a lifetime warranty. It's easy. It is literally the last wallet that I think you're ever going to have to buy. It's like Wolverine had a wallet. So over 100,000 5-star reviews, and if losing your wallet is the worst feeling in the world, but the beauty with the Ridge is they have an air tag attachment, so you always know exactly where it is before your panic mode kicks in. No matter what you pick, Ridge has free shipping, 99-day risk-free trial, and a lifetime warranty on all of their products. So Ridge is having their once-a-year anniversary sale. You get off to 40% off at ridge.com/DTE. If you head on over to ridge.com/DTE to see their biggest sale of the year, you will not regret it. After you purchase it, they're going to say, hey, where did you hear about us? You got to tell them that Kristian over at DTE sent you. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. Ridge, you're going to love it.